Hello, hello, hello everyone, and welcome to Tuesday Sketches with Shel. This is a 5-week series that I'm doing, and each Tuesday we will create one tag, one card, and one scrapbook layout using pre-designed sketches. So these are my sketches for tonight. This is our scrapbook sketch. This is a very blurry picture of my tag sketch. And this is my card sketch. All right, so we are going to start out super easy, super simple. We're going to do our tag first. And I've pre-cut a few things here just so that the video doesn't take forever. So our tag is asking us for 3 bows and a greeting. So I have pre-cut 3 bows, and instead of angling the corners, I'm going to round them. Just like that. And then we need, of course, a hole in the top. So I have my little tag punch, and I'm just eyeballing this somewhere right there. All right, there is our tag. Now we need... I just got back from a crop and I don't know where I put half of my stuff, to be honest. I am looking for my, oh, there it is, silicone mat, so that we can get some adhesive on to our little bows. And I've got Tombow. Ooh, I bent that. I've got Tombow in this little glue bottle. Maybe I wrecked it. Maybe I did. All right. That's not working for us. That's what happens when you lug stuff to a crop. Woo! Take a little bit of that off. And I'm just putting little dots. Pick some of that up. Use it. Oops. There we go. And let's grab our third one. I got lots of positive feedback. Last week was my first class in this series. If you missed it, it's still on my Facebook page for a little bit until Facebook deletes it. But as always, it is on my YouTube channel. So if you missed it and you want to check it out, I have it over on my YouTube and Facebook. All right, so we'll put one down here at the bottom. And in case you're wondering, these bows came from the new patterned tag dies. We used that one last week, so I decided not to use it this week. And then we'll put one right there. And one right here. Spin it around and make sure it's straight. There we go. All right, we'll set that aside. And now we need to work on a greeting. And I did not pull a greeting. So I am going to use a greeting from Snowflake Kisses that says, "To you and yours." All right. Let's get that out. If I can find it. To you and yours. And we'll grab a block and get that loaded up. So if you stick with me for this entire 5-week series, you will have 5 scrapbook layouts. You will have 5 Christmas tags. And you will have 5 cards. So I'm just going to put that somewhere right here. And we'll just trim it to fit. Okay, I'm happy with that. All right, now where is my paper trimmer? Let's get a mini in here. And we're just going to eyeball it again. I'm happy with that one too. All right, so now we'll measure. That is 2 inches, I do believe. So we'll make this one 2.5. And I think we're going to flag the ends of this one. Let's grab a pair of snips. And we're just going to cut up the center and go from the point to where we cut. We may have to trim that greeting down just a bit. But we have the space that we can do that. We'll see once I get this one flagged. Is it going to fit? It is. There we go. We lucked out. All right. Get rid of these little bits. We're going to glue this together. And you can put whatever greeting you want on your card. I just grabbed the first one that I came to. Oops. I had it straight and then I hit it with my finger. Come on. Give me a hard time. There we go. Now this, we're just going to place this in between here. And I think that's too wide. So I'm going to take a slice off the top and bottom. That's better. Now if we center it, beautiful. There we go. Now we need some ribbon. What shall we use? How about a little piece of this? Just cut a piece of this off. It's a retired ribbon, but I like it because it's narrow. It's not a thick ribbon. And we'll pop it through our hole and add a little sparkle to this tag. ribbon scissors. We'll trim off those tails. And there we have it. There is our tag following this sketch. All right, let's put that aside, clean up our mess, and we're going to move on to our card. All right. I'm trying to get rid of a wire here that's in my way. Okay. So, set that out of the way. Next up is our card. And let me bring that sketch back in. This is kind of a cool one. It has all these little rectangles on here and a circle. So I wanted to use a paper that I hadn't used before. So I chose the, what's it called? Lights of Aurora DSP. This is beautiful paper. Looks like Northern Lights. And I liked it because it had the different hues of pink and purple. So we are going to use this for our card. And in the sketch, they have 3 pieces going across the card. So I want to get this down as low as I can to get started, because we have to have 3 rows. So I'm going to start my first one right down in that corner. And I'm just going to lay that one there to see if I have the spacing right. I'm not going to press down on it yet. And then this one. That looks okay to me. So now we'll get 3 more. Why don't we just do all 6 of them? 3, 4, 5, and 6. So this one, we're going to put the purple one right there. And then we'll put let's go over here. Trying to keep the same spacing if I can between the rows. Something like that. And then we'll go really light over here. Trying to keep that same spacing. There we go. Now that is a great sketch for using up pieces of DSP. Like little scraps. My strips were 3/4 of an inch by 1 inch. Now I'm just looking here to see what I'm going to do for embellishment on this card. I don't have any. I'd like to have berry burst is what I'd like to have. Oh, I know what I'm going to use. This is retired, but I think it's going to look pretty because it has the pink hues. This is sweet sorbet actually, but I think it'll blend well. I just want some of this that I can put behind our greeting. So I'm just going to cut off a piece of that and we'll see what we can do with that. All right, now this is going to go on our white card base, just like so. And now you see why I chose the black, because not only does the pink pop off the black, but the black pops off the white. All right, on their sketch, they had just one circle, but I am going to make two. And I am going to use the greeting, "You're the best." And that is from the Label Me Grateful set. If I can get it. Still stuck in the rubber here. Now we're going to need a block and an ink pad. And of course, I'm going to go with Memento Black. Here we go. Stamp off just once to see. I want to make sure I'm getting good ink coverage. There, that's better. And pop that in the middle of our circle. Ooh, look at the shadows. That's not good. So let's clean this stamp and try again. Let's flip this over. That's better. Much better. All right. Now I used a Berry Burst 2 3/8 punch and a basic white 2 1/4. So we're just going to have a fine little border around our circle, like so. Now we need some dimensionals, because everything's better with dimensionals. And one more. Now I need my paper backings taken off. And I want to add some of this ribbon. Maybe I'll add another couple, just because I'm adding that ribbon. There we go. I just want a little hint of shimmer here and there. There we go. And then put a loop there. I think I'll cut that one off and put another loop here. Move this one over. If I can. Oh dear, what have I done? Let's try this again. Made a mess. All right. Kind of like to just let it loop naturally, if it will. Press that in. There we go. One more loop. Come on, work with me. There we go. And that one will just take over there a little bit. All right, let's cut off the excess. and get it on our card. You're the best. Just like that. And there is our card based on this sketch. How simple is that? If you wanted to, you could emboss this. You could do a million different things. But for the purpose of tonight's video, that is our card. All right. Keep all these stamps where I can find them after to clean them. Our final project for tonight is this scrapbook layout. Now, this is a 12 by 12 scrapbook layout. I'm going to modify it because my pages are 8.5 by 11. So we're just going to set that aside and bring in our basic white background. Now, I need to cut this piece so that we have a 1-inch border. I need a different paper cutter than that one. Let me grab my other one. So if I cut 1.25 inches off of both sides, I will have 1.25 inches border. And that sketch has no measurements on it, so I'm just going. As long as it's even on all sides. Now, the next piece is a long one that goes from top to bottom. And it doesn't give me a measurement, so I'm going to go 3 inches. No, I'm going to go 2.5 inches. 2.5 inches. Let's put that out of the way. And this piece is going to go from top to bottom, overlapping that black piece. Now we need to have I'm going to cut this one 4. No, I'm not. I'm going to cut this one 3. I'm going to cut this one 3 inches by 5. And that is lemon lime twist. And that is going to go right there. And then I need 3 photo spots or journaling spots on that banner. And that banner was 2, what was it? Let me measure it here. It was 2 1/4, I think. Let's have a look. No, it was 2.5. So I need 2 1/4 by 2 1/4. And I'm going to go back to my other paper trimmer. Oh, sorry, I did not mean to hit that camera. I apologize. 2 1/4 by 2 1/4. And if you're wondering why I'm doing these photo spots so small, it's because I have a mini photo printer. So it enables me to print my photos smaller, and they're more proportionate on the 8.5 by 11 page. Because if I was to do 4 by 6 photos, standard size photos on this page, I'd only get 2 on, right? So that's what I'm going to do here, is put those like something like that. This is going to be cut down more because I do not like it. It's too long. 3 by 4 1/4. That looks more proportionate to me. And now I need a piece of white because this one's going to be a journal spot. Let me see what I can find for scraps. Oh, here's one. So that was 2 1/4. So this should be 2. All right. By 2. Oops. And that will go on top of that. This is all garbage or scraps. Now, we need where's my sketch? This is a title or a title spot. And I have these pre-printed packaged statements that you can use on your crafting projects, and they're very sarcastic. So I'm making this scrapbook layout for my puppies, and this is going to be their Halloween page. And I found this greeting, and it is so funny. It strikes me as so funny. It says, "Underestimate me. That will be fun." And it is very true. Let me tell you, they can be a handful. So I'm going to use that as my journaling or my title. And that's not quite long enough. Let's see if I have one over here that's longer. I think this one might work. I'm going to pop that on there. Let me just cut this off at a 1/2 inch. There we go. And then when we pop that on there, that's just going to pop right off the page. All right, let's get that on there. And then we'll start gluing down some of our elements. Get it on there straight would be helpful. And on the layout, it was a flagged banner, so we're going to do that too. Just flag the ends. And I think this is going to really pop on that black background. All right, we have our title. Let's just take these and glue these down first. One at the top, just centering it so it's got even borders. This is my journaling spot, so I can write a little note about what's happening on this page. And we'll put this one down at the bottom, like so. And then this other one, I got some adhesive on my square. We're gonna just split the difference like so. All right, now we're gonna put some adhesive on here. And then we will center this so it's got the same border. Next up, this guy's going to go on, and we're going to have a little strip of black there. think I'm going to stand the page up so I get it nice and even. I know you can't see what I'm doing, but just give me 1 second. There we go. Nope, crooked. Don't need a crooked page. There we go. All right, now we have this photo spot. So put that photo mat. Let's put that right in the middle, like so. And then our greeting. Or, I guess it's not a greeting, we're using it as a title. The sarcastic underestimate me, that will be fun. All right, now, somewhere I have Halloween paper. And I think there are some die cuts in that paper. It's called Spooky Sweet. I think we're going to add them to this page, seeing as it's going to be a Halloween page. Let's move this out of the way and drop some of these die cuts. Of course, they all stuck to the adhesive. And see what we can find that we can use on this page. There's a bat or two. A trick-or-treater. A witcher's broom. What else do we have? Oh, a spooky tree. That's kind of cool. A spooky tree. What else we got? Oh, a cute little trick-or-treater. All right, I think I've got enough little elements here. I'll just slide those over there for now, maybe. And we'll bring the page back in. That black tree looks kind of spooky for a Halloween page. So I could put that down in that corner easily. And what about a witch's cauldron? That's kind of spooky. Right? Oh, I think that's too big. Too big. Maybe we'll just have a couple of bats floating around there. And why don't we put these guys in those empty spaces? How's that work? I think that works for me. Let's get some adhesive on here and get it. Oops, there's another place I had to poke out. Get it attached. So that ephemera that comes with that DSP is working out perfect. There's our tree. I might put one more bat up at the top just so it balances. I like to have threes. Let me see if I can find one. There's one. It will be interesting to see how the pups make out at Halloween. Their first Halloween. They love kids, so I'm sure they'll have a great time. And bada bing. Just like that. And there is my take. Get some of this stuff out of the way. There's my take on this sketch. Pretty similar. Remember what I told you last week? Sketches are made to spark your creativity. You can copy them if you wish, but you just do your own thing. There's my take on that sketch. And our super simple little tag based on this sketch. So that is our 3 projects for today. I hope that you enjoyed this Sketches with Shel. This is week 2 of 5. I'll be back next Tuesday night with more sketches, and I will be back tomorrow night for a regular Facebook Live at 6:30. Hope you can join me then. Bye-bye for now.